Good morning, guys. This is Paul Ozick in Corpus Christi. Today is Thursday, May the 9th, and I'm going to share a brief update with you from Same Boat Ministries and the Genesis Project in Venezuela. So today I'm going to share with you guys two things. I'm going to talk to you about the BioSand water filters and how important they are, and then I'm going to give you a couple of brief prayer requests. So this is a brief history of the BioSand water filters. This is Joe. He was part of the team that came down in 2014 with the 11 missionaries to do self-sustaining training. Joe, along with Jose Angel, has been involved with the BioSand water filters even before we met them, probably back in 2013, and they have been building these water filters and distributing them around Venezuela for years. Both of them are trained by the CAWST group out of Canada and Spain, and they have been involved in sharing these water filters with people all over Venezuela. Now I'm going to fast forward to more recent times. Since 2016, we have been training young people at the Genesis Project at the camp near Valencia to build these water filters, and we have been distributing these water filters to schools, hospitals, police stations, churches, and other organizations since 2016. And the word has gotten out, and now people are coming to us and asking us for help with these BioSand water filters, because contaminated water and the lack of potable water is one of the big issues in Venezuela. This is a group from a school. You can see the Bible verse from Proverbs 13:23. Every time we distribute and drop off a water filter, we get a chance to share Christ and talk to people about Bible principles. And this opens more and more doors for us. These filters have been shared and distributed far and wide across Venezuela. So the Genesis Project is now pretty well known. Nobody else in Venezuela is building these filters. Now we fast forward to this last weekend. Here's the guys, our team, basically loading one of these very heavy water filters onto the back of the pickup truck and preparing to distribute some water filters to a school called Chirguita. It's about an hour away from the camp. This is the school. There's about 280 children at the school, and the director of the school a couple of weeks ago was very hesitant about allowing us access to the school until she saw the water filters and saw the clean water. And so they have now invited our team to come back and begin to do Bible training or Bible school training for the children at the school. And so this is their logo. So here's the issue. This is the river that runs next to the school at La Chirguita, and this is where they get their water from. If you look closely, you'll see a gentleman down at the bottom with a 5-gallon bucket taking water out of the river. This is the water that they have been drinking and using for all their other needs at the school. So the water filter, you can see here, gives them a source of clean, potable drinking water. Here they are filling up a 5-gallon bucket. And because of this now, this is a picture of one of the classrooms, Jose Angel in the background, we now have access to over 280 children and their teachers to share with them the gospel and Bible teachings, and opening a door for the Genesis Project to one more area, one more place where we can come and share Christ. This is basically a video showing our assembly line.
Saludos, Waldo.
Hola,
Hermano, los esperamos por aquí.
necesitamos más ayuda.
So they're just sharing that they're hoping that we will be able to come soon. They do need more help, they say. So there's 4 men who are helping Jose Angel with this assembly line, building these filters. And of course, this is just one of the things that is being done at the Genesis Project. You can see here Osvaldo, he is actually measuring the amount of time it takes to fill up a 400cc bottle of water from the filter. These are the tops that are being built to put on the filters to keep animals and other things out of the water. You can see the Genesis school in the background. These are the 3 of the 4 guys that are helping us. This is a young lady painting a Bible verse on 3 of these filters that are going to be taken to another school in a place called Montalban, which is also about an hour away from the Genesis project. This is the finished Bible verse from John 4:14. And whenever we go, we get a chance to sit down with the locals and the people and the teachers and everybody that's hanging out. And here's a young man sharing the gospel using a Bible cube, which is a way of sharing Christ. It has the story of his coming to earth, living amongst us, dying on the cross, and being raised the 3rd day, and the gospel message of salvation. So this is an opportunity to share Christ with people every time we drop off a filter. This is Sara, Jose Angel's fiance, and she's sharing with us that this young lady on the right gave her life to Christ on this opportunity when they were visiting. Now a prayer request. Last year we trained a team to go down to the extreme southern border of Venezuela with Brazil, down to a group called the Shiriana. We know now that they are part of a larger group called the Yequana, or also the Yanomami. They basically live mostly in Brazil, in the jungles of the Amazon, but many of them have come across the border into Venezuela. And so this group, this church group from Maracay, they believe that God has led them to go down and evangelize these people. Here's the condition. They will not be allowed in unless they can provide clean water for these people. So we trained them last year to drill a water well by hand, but they were not able to finish the well. So they're going back on the 19th of May to try to finish the well. This would give them permission to leave 2 families there permanently, who would then live with these people, learn their language, help to translate the Bible into their language, and be able to, if you would, create a solid Bible-based presence there. And so Jose Angel has decided to go with him on this trip. It is a dangerous trip. It is a very remote place. So we're asking you to pray. He's probably going to be gone 3 to 4 weeks. So we're asking you to really focus on praying for Jose Angel and for these missionaries that are going to go down there on this trip. Okay? We're grateful for that. We believe this is something that God wants us to do and for them to do. And this is basically where they're going to be. You can see there's 5 communities. Each one is about a day's walk from each other. They're going to be going to the main community, which is the one on the left, Gawaymakeng, where they're going to try to drill the water well. So keep that in prayer. One more thing. By the way, this is the people down there. Picture taken from last year when they were down amongst them. The Shiriana people. You can look them up, by the way, on the internet. Shiriana. You'll find them on Google. One last prayer request. Delia and I went down at the end of March to Cucuta, Colombia, put in our request for tourist visas at a Venezuelan consulate in Cucuta. They told us we were well qualified, but because we're Americans, it's a little more difficult. So even recently, a couple of days ago, we received notification from them that they are still waiting for notification from Caracas about our visas. So we believe that God wants us to be able to travel back and forth to Venezuela and to be able to help support what's going on there with the Genesis project in now several different states. So keep that in prayer for us. So we appreciate your prayers. We appreciate what you guys do. We could not do this without you. So God bless you guys. Thank you.